Alright, hey you guys, it's TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review of the Asterisk Wars. And I can never pronounce that word correctly. But this episode was actually pretty awesome, and we did get a new person introduced into the story. Because we all know about, like, Julius and Ayato and Yubiki. But I think she might be my favorite character, is Seiya. And it turns out that Seiya and Ayato actually know each other. They had been in school like 6 years prior before she went overseas with her father. So Seiya is like a guns expert, and she uses a lot of guns instead of swords like some people do use. So this episode, Julius looks like she might feel threatened by Seiya. I will say that much by the way she responded to Seiya being there or whatever. But they also showed like Ayato was actually the one who broke up the fight between Julius and the big burly dude. But so this whole episode was pretty much like Seiya and Julius going back and forth at one point, and then Claudia of course popped up out of nowhere. And I feel like Claudia has a hidden agenda because of the way she reacts and the way she acts around Ayato. I feel like there's something that she's hiding or something that she has planned that is not going to be known just yet. But this whole episode, like, Julius and Seiya were showing Ayato around the school when Julius was attacked again by the same person who had attacked her previously. But this time they actually saw the person and they were going to go after him, and Seiya literally like blew them sky high. And there was a part that actually threw me off a little bit because it showed not necessarily the person that was sitting in the fountain, but the person who landed in front of him had the same axe as the guy who has been confronting Julius, and the one that wants to make her recognize his abilities and recognize that he is strong. They had the same weapon. So I want to say that it is a strong possibility that it might be him, but I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't think that he would try to kill her. I think more so he just wants her to recognize him, but you never know. I mean, he seems like he's pretty fucking crazy, so he might actually try to kill her. I don't know. But Seiya blew them sky high with her grenade launcher, which I don't understand where the fuck that came from, but it was a huge grenade launcher. So Seiya is freaking awesome. I love Seiya. Any girl that can use guns is awesome. But she saved Julius, and of course Ayato wasn't there for it because he went to go get them drinks. But they were all drenched, and Seiya didn't have a bra on, which I thought was hilarious because I felt kind of bad for her because she said she doesn't need them yet. She doesn't need them yet because she doesn't have any, she does not have any cleavage at all. She'll grow into it eventually. But after all of that happened, they showed Ayato with Claudia because he was going to go see if he was compatible with the Ogre Lux, which is the sword that Haruka used. And even at the beginning of the episode, they showed Haruka and Ayato talking, and Haruka pretty much told him that you are way too powerful to even wield a sword. That is why Dad doesn't want you to sword fight or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's because Ayato has this untapped power that could probably destroy the world if he really wanted to. It just depends on how he wants to use it. So that was why their dad didn't want him to sword fight, because they want him to figure out what he wants to do before he decides to tap into his power. And that was why at one point Seiya told Julius that she was lucky that she came out unscathed fighting Ayato, because Ayato could probably destroy her. So that leads me to believe that Ayato is fucking OP, and I really want to see how fucking strong he is, because he sounds like he could rival the gods. So when they went into the room, of course, of the guy who has been trying to kill or make Julius notice him was going to be an applicant for the Ogre Lux as well. So he went in, and of course he was first, and he tried to do it, and first his compatibility was only like 28%, and Ogre Lux kept rejecting him, and every time it rejected him, his compatibility Compatibility went down and down, and at one point he was even in the negatives. It was like, shit, you just need to stop trying. If you keep trying, you're gonna end up getting killed. But it blew him into the wall because it did not want him at all. And then it started coming after Ayato, and Ayato was actually brave enough to I guess you could say fight it. He was able to fight it, and he caught it at one point, and even though it messed up the back of his hand, he had 97% compatibility with the Ogre Lux. So it looks like that is going to be his new weapon, which is fucking awesome, because now he should be able to figure out something or find something that has to do with Haruka and why she disappeared and what in the fuck is going on with her, even if maybe if she's still alive. I mean, even in the very first episode when they showed that she had been cut and she said, "I'm sorry, Ayato," or "Ayato, forgive me," it led me to believe that she might not be alive, because she was losing a whole lot of blood. But I really hope that she is still okay, because she seemed like she was pretty fucking awesome too. So looks like Ayato is almost 100% compatible with the Ogre Lux, so that's going to be his new weapon. But after he left, Claudia was like, "Can you make some time for me?" Blah blah blah. So he went to her room, and she came out in a bathrobe with no clothes on, and it was just like, I really feel like she has a hidden agenda, and she is trying to do something that we don't know about, or she has something planned that we don't know about, or she knows more than she lets on. So I'm going to keep my eye on Claudia, because Claudia is one shady bitch, and I am worried for Ayato, and I think that he might have to fight her at one point in time, but you never know. So yeah, so as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How do you feel about the way things turned out? And do you think that Claudia might have a hidden agenda? Do you think that Ayato will be able to even find anything about his sister once he actually has the Ogre Lux? And do you think, I honestly think that there's a strong possibility that Ayato is going to end up with Julius. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this episode. So yeah, so as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.